On behalf of our president and winner of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Dr. Padron, who will speak a little later in the program, our 165,000 students, nearly 50,000 at this campus alone, welcome to the official naming event of the Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation. Truly a flagship academic school here at Miami-Dade College. Dr. Padron will be followed by our Executive Vice Provost, who will speak, in addition to Rana Shahade, who will talk about the history of the acclaimed School of Business. And then finally, our amazing community pillar and benefactor, Mr. Mike Fernandez, will share a few reflections. And now to open things up, the Dean of our School of Business, Dr. Rana Shahade, who will talk about the history of this acclaimed school. Dr. Shahade?
Thank you all for being here. This is an amazing day and a beautiful, beautiful day. So we ordered good weather and it seems to have come right just on time. So I'd like to welcome everyone today to a very, very special day in the history of the School of Business at Miami-Dade College, the naming of the School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation. A very special welcome to Mr. Fernandez and his family, joining us today, who have been incredible supporters and champions of our school and of our college. To our supply chain industry committee member, who are also with us here today, who have been instrumental in helping us build our supply chain program at the school. And of course, to our business school faculty and chairs, who are truly the center of our success at Miami-Dade. So the School of Business has had a long history here at MDC. From the very first day when Miami-Dade College opens its doors on September 6, 1960, on this auspicious day, the college offered pre-professional programs in business administration. So we started at the very, very, very beginning. These programs back then provided students with a 2-year degree and a pathway to continue to a 4-year degree to complete their bachelor's. In June 1962, so that's 2 years after the school opened, a total of 147 students graduate from Miami-Dade College in many programs such as business administration, data processing, engineering, fashion design, among others. A big difference to where our size is today from 147 students. The first official mention of the School of Business and Technology occurred in 1995-96 catalog. And since then, the business school has expanded by adding many dynamic programs in accounting, in marketing, in finance, and in general business. About 15 years later, in 2010, the School of Business created its first 4-year baccalaureate program, a Bachelor of Applied Science in Supervision and Management. Soon after that, in 2013, the Bachelor of Science in Supply Chain Management was born. Fast forward to 2018 now, we have over 14,000 students in the School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation. That's actually the equivalent of the enrollment, the total enrollment of the University of Miami. So as you know, everything you do here touches the lives of so many people, and we thank you very much for that. The students are now enrolled in many of the programs we offer. We, of course, have our AA transfer degrees in business pathways. We also have our Associate of Science degrees in accounting, in marketing, digital marketing, financial services, entrepreneurship, and business administration. We spent the last year taking a very close look at every program that we've had to redesign it and revamp it and more closely align the learning outcomes of our programs to the industry needs. Because as you know, that's the most important thing that we do here. The more closely we provide students the skills they need that industry requires, the better it is and the more successful they will be. So for example, some of the things that we've done in the past year is we created and launched a college credit certificate in digital marketing. We are actually the first college to apply to the state for such a certificate, and the students now can learn skills such as social media marketing, marketing in the digital world, as well as web analytics. All relevant skills to have these days in the market. We've also looked at our AS degree in accounting, and we revamped that, adding many new courses, as well as adding two college credit certificates, one in accounting clerk and one in tax specialist. We took a very close look at our supervision and management baccalaureate degree. We added courses to the core to strengthen the core. We added courses in leadership and organizational management, as well as, and this is brand new for us, created two concentrations, one in human resources and one in hospitality management. As you know, the School of Hospitality is part of the School of Global Business, so now students can graduate from an AS degree in hospitality, come and continue and get a baccalaureate degree in supervision and management with a hospitality concentration. So they have the hospitality skills plus the leadership and the organizational skills. And an excellent degree. And I'm not biased, I don't think. Coming also, another concentration that we're working on is a concentration in accounting for that upper division. We also looked at our AS in business administration, and we said, okay, how do we make this stronger? So we decided to create tracks in that. So we created tracks in international business, in human resources, in small business management, and in marketing and sales. So all of that, that's a lot of the work that the faculty and the chairs have worked on and created in the last year. And we are just starting. The future is limitless for us at the School of Business, I believe. So looking towards the future a bit, and looking at how the world is changing around us. If you look at what's happening in artificial intelligence, in business analytics, in blockchain, in quantum computing, in big data, all these technologies and all these abilities that we didn't have 10 years ago is truly changing the way business is operating. It's disrupting businesses in every single industry we see around us, from supply chain industry to healthcare to financial services. So if we don't get to the forefront of that and prepare our students with those type of skills, then we will be leaving them behind, and that's definitely not something we want to do. So a lot of what we're going to be working on, we've already started working on, is putting together new programs in business analytics, that, but not only programs, but also labs. So we're thinking about what do we create in terms of programs, in terms of labs, to not only teach students the theoretical skills, but the hands-on skills as well. So when they graduate, they can hit the ground running and be as successful as anyone else out there, and more so. So most importantly, what we want our business school to be, as it's always done, to fuel Miami's workforce and economy. So with that, in closing, it is really truly a great honor for our school to be named the Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation. Mr. Fernandez personifies what MDC stands for, a place where education, opportunity, perseverance can result in unlimited success. Thank you all for your support, for being here today on this very special occasion. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shehadeh. The school has certainly come a long way, and it's going to go to new heights now with the naming. At this time, I want to introduce a man who truly needs no introduction. He is our leader, the president of Miami-Dade College, Dr. Eduardo Padron. Mr. President.
Good morning, Miami-Dade College. Let me offer a very warm welcome, even though today this is Miami at its best. What beautiful weather. I spent the weekend in Iowa. Didn't see much of Iowa, but I know outside was in the 30s and 40s. And then to come here Sunday and find beautiful weather, and today, this is, again, Miami at its best, so we're blessed. So I want to welcome our very distinguished guests, friends, great champions, and the faculty of this School of Business who are definitely second to none, and they lead the way in making this the place of opportunity that it is. Let me a special salute to the individuals who guide and protect our vision and our future, and that's our Board of Trustees who are here. And let me start with Bernie Navarro, the chairman of the board, J.C. Zapata, trustee, Trustee Rolando Montoya, Trustee Susan Ahmad. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. Would you please stand and let us recognize you? Also, I want to special salute to Dr. Beverly Moore Garcia, who's the president of this campus. The School of Business. Beverly, could you stand? You know, the School of Business is, this is the headquarters for the School of Business, but it's responsible for the School of Business programs on all of the campuses, except the medical campus, because the medical campus is a specialized campus offering 23 different programs in the health science, including the best nursing program in the nation, the best, here's the dean, thank you for being here, the best physician assistant program in the nation. And that is proven when they go to the nationals to compete with Yale and Stanford and Duke, and every time they defeat them and they come back with a championship. We're the only school that is not a research university that has a physician assistant program. And the deans, thank you very much for being here. We're very proud of you. The campus president, speaking with the medical campus, the president is here, the president of the Homestead campus, the president of the Wilson campus, how can I forget? The president of the North campus, as well as the director, executive director of our foundation. Would you all please stand? Let us recognize you. And of course, last but not least, the people who are members, directors of our foundation, who will make sure that we don't starve and that we have the resources that we need to be able to move forward. And they're well represented here today with Mr. Al Salas and Beatrice Lucent. Please let us recognize you. Stand. And thank you, Dr. Shahadet, for taking us down memory lane as we remember the very beginnings of our School of Business and celebrate all that we have become. As you know, a couple of years back, we put all the schools of Miami-Dade College under one leadership, and Dr. John Wensfield is the vice provost for academic schools. And I thank you, John, because you've done a wonderful job in making sure that all the schools have a fair chance to succeed. So please let us recognize you. Of course, I could spend the whole morning introducing important people, many of our alums who are here today, and we're very proud of them. But I'm going to dispense for a minute and just share a few words because, you know, as Dr. Shahade was talking about our early beginnings, I remember perfectly well taking 3 buses to get to the North Campus, our only campus at that time when we started in the early 60s. We had a campus, we had land, but we didn't have buildings. And all of our classes were in old army barracks that had no air conditioning. I still have the grueling memories of taking accounting and statistics in one of those barracks in the summer. I cannot tell you what that was. It was like hell. And but then, you know the rest today with 8 campuses and wonderful facilities, thanks to the generosity of our people, our alumni, and everybody that contributes to the welfare of this great institution. And yes, we have come a long way. There's no question about that. And one of the things that I take most pride on is the fact that the door of opportunity of Miami-Dade College allowed people like me, who was rejected by every university that I applied to be able to have people who welcomed me and guided me, gave me the opportunity to gain self-confidence and become somebody. And that is true of so many other people in this community. When you look around, I don't think you will find a college or university that has had greater impact in developing the leadership of a community, specific community, than Miami-Dade College. Because everywhere you look, there is a Miami-Dade College graduate in charge. And that goes from the heads of the major accounting firms, the heads of the major law firms, the heads of cruise lines. Right now, for example, there are 17 bank presidents today in Miami who are graduates of Miami-Dade College. And like that, architects, engineers, the head of the port, the head of the airport, the head of Jackson Hospital, and I could go on and on and on and on. You go into a hospital like I did recently, and from the doctor to the x-ray technician to the nurse to the person who takes information when you come in, that was my experience, and it's a true experience. We're Miami-Dade College graduates. And you have no idea what satisfaction it gives me, because we all have in common what we say, and that is that it had not been because of Miami-Dade College, God knows where we would be today, because that's the greatness of this institution, its opportunity. So again, I've been with Miami-Dade for a very, very long time, and first as a student, then as a member of the faculty, an administrator, and then as your proud president. And I can honestly say that it never gets old to hear someone narrate the story of the excellence and success that is Miami-Dade College. Today, as we officially name the Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation, I have to look at it because I cannot remember all the business, global business, trade, and transportation. We need to find a short name for that. But anyway, it's wonderful because it represents everything that we are. So today we have been given the opportunity to celebrate yet another milestone, an important one in our long and accomplished history, and to thank those who support our mission to change lives through education. This morning, specifically, I have the great honor of recognizing and thanking one particular individual whose support and commitment to the college is making indelible difference in the lives of our students and our MDC community. And that is, of course, Mike Fernandez, who is our community's most recognized business icon and among the most generous and altruistic people that I know. No accidents, please. A man who always stands on the courage of his convictions, and a true community icon and a true community treasure. Mike is a champion of higher education. He has demonstrated that to me for the many years that we have had a long and wonderful friendship, and a true believer in the potential of each and every one of us here at Miami-Dade College. Mike, without question, is among our college's most fierce advocates and generous contributors. My belief, like I do, that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. You hear me say that all the time. He also knows that at MDC, opportunity changes everything, and that opportunity is in our NDA. Maybe it is because Mike sees himself reflected in many of our students, don't you? Immigrants or children of immigrants trying to find their place in our world, trying to do good in the process. Or maybe it's because via his successful journey as healthcare executive, entrepreneur, adventurous traveler, and most recently as an author, he recognizes the vital role of education plays in developing courageous, forward-thinking, and empathetic leaders. Mike embodies, like few others, the American success story, and is a source of inspiration for so many in our community, and especially for our MDC, our MDC family. And that's why I cannot think of a better namesake for our School of Business, a place where innovation and progress inspire our students to succeed. Thank you, Mike, Constance, and the family who are here today, for always believing in MDC and for sharing your generosity and your heart with all of us. Gracias. You truly are MDC. Thank you, Mike.
And thank you very much, President Padron, for your leadership. It is truly an honor to work alongside you, changing lives through education. And from one MDC leader to another, it's now my honor to introduce our provost, Dr. Lenore Rodicio, who will introduce our benefactor. Dr. Rodicio?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Miami-Dade College and our vibrant Kendall campus. It's always a great day at the college when we have the opportunity to come together as a college family to celebrate new endeavors, the wonderful programs that we offer to our students, all of our accomplishments, but especially today to recognize those people who help make all of these things happen. Today, our renowned School of Business will carry the name of an individual and his family whose contributions and commitment to our college are unparalleled. Mr. Mike Fernandez is a steadfast supporter of education and of our college, contributing not only financially, but also through his time and his talent to ensure that our students remain on the pathway to success. As the benefactor of the very popular Mike Fernandez Global Business Leadership Speaker Series here at MDC, and many other endeavors, Mr. Fernandez continually raises the bar of good citizenship and philanthropy for all of us to emulate. He's an incredible role model for our students and an inspiration for leaders throughout our community, as well as the nation. He's also served as a tremendous role model for all immigrants who, as he has done, seek to contribute to our great nation. Mr. Fernandez currently serves as the chairman of MBF Healthcare Partners LP and serves on the board of directors of MEDNAX and the board of trustees of the University of Miami and Loyola University of Maryland. Over the last several years, Mr. Fernandez has devoted much of his time to helping the people of his native Cuba, launching the Cuba Emprende Foundation to teach individuals how to launch and run small businesses and to help create an independent private sector. He's also the founder of the Impact Fund, an organization that focuses on family and the protection of immigrants' rights. But most importantly, Mr. Fernandez is the recipient of an honorary degree from Miami-Dade College, and he is one of our fiercest advocates. He is MDC. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a very warm Miami-Dade College welcome to Mr. Mike Fernandez as he shares reflections on the Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade, and Transportation, as it will be called from this point forward, inspiring new generations of Americans for many years to come. Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm the only one that is unprepared, no notes. All I have is this. As I sat there, Mr. Mendieta, if I had your voice, Dr. Padron, if I had your glasses, I could have come a long way. I thank you very much for this honor. It's more than I deserve, but I did attend Miami-Dade, this campus, in 1975, after leaving my time with service in the U.S. Army. I was not a stellar student. I will tell you that Dr. Padron was rejected from every school he applied to. I was rejected from every school that I applied to, and every school I did not apply to. We're living at a time that is quite interesting and full of opportunities, but full of challenges. I've been asked often, Mike, have you ever been discriminated against in an event or a business venture? And the answer is yes. But I had a choice on how to deal with that potential rejection. I could have taken it as a slap down, or I could have taken it as a challenge. I never let whoever said something negative about me or my culture or my color or my nationality, I never let them get the upper hand by the enjoyment of letting me be upset or frazzled by the experience. I always took it as a challenge. And I was going to prove them wrong by succeeding any way that I could. Do it ethically, legally, and outworking everyone that I had to outwork. We're living at a time in which people like me are often not welcome, at a time in which we have racism out in the open with people being murdered like they were in this week, living at a time in which they call for a national emergency, a call to chaos by our highest offices, because there are 7,000 people who want to live like we do. When we forget that in 1980, 125,000 Cuban Americans, some of them from prison, arrived at these shores, and they were processed without a national scene. They were processed without calling the military. They were processed with integrity, both in Key West and in Miami. So there is a place in our nation for immigrants. There is a process in place. There are laws in place, and many times those laws are not being followed. It's shameful. If you think that we're living at a good time, all you have to do is go to an immigration court. You know, if I commit a crime, I'm entitled to a lawyer because it's a felony. But if I come here illegally, I'm not entitled to a lawyer because it's a civil offense. Most of the people that we're holding are mothers, fathers who come here the same way as my parents came here, the same way as I arrived here in 1964. And they're not getting the same welcoming opportunities that we received. I called Miami to be a little more and embrace this group. It's interesting that a lot of immigrant groups in other cities speak out loud against what's going on, but in Miami, we don't. It's embarrassing that a city that personifies the success of immigration doesn't stand up for others for whom it's being denied. To me, it was very important to have the name Miguel B. Fernandez. Why? I've been called Mike ever since I was born. So anyone who knows me, they refer me to as Mike. My parents refer to me as Mike, except for my mother, who refers to me as Miguel Benito. And I'm very proud of her. But in today's world, I think it's very important to have a name that is not Smith, it's not Brown, it's not Williams, that is Fernandez on top of a building to show that we stand for positive, we stand for growth, and we are the engine that fuels this economy. There are more unauthorized residents in this country than there are citizens in Canada. Just think about that. If we look at our Hispanic population, they're the 7th largest economy in the world. If we were a nation, we would be the 2nd largest Spanish-speaking nation in the world. We contribute a lot, the same way as the Germans, the Italians, the Jewish group. Everyone who came to this country has contributed. We're no different. We're just today's Italians and Irish. We thank you for your honor, our family. Thank all of you for the recognition. We don't deserve, but someday we'll be able to afford a pair of glasses like yours, Dr. Padron. So, thank you very much for this great event. Thank you.
Yes, let's give Mr. Fernandez another round of applause. And students out there, I hope you took notes for that speech. That was fantastic. Thanks so much for raising the bar for all of us to follow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the moment we've all been waiting for. First, we're going to unveil a commemorative plaque on the wall to my left, your right, and then the new sign overhead. Following the unveiling of the building sign, our leadership will move to the riser behind you. I kindly ask that everybody else please remain seated. And like all MDC events, we're going to have a little audience participation. So first, we're going to unveil the commemorative plaque on the building to your right, where some of our great students from PBL, our national winning students, are going to help us with the unveiling. Are the students ready? Everybody ready in the audience? We're going to count back from 5, and then we're going to do 10 for the big sign. So is everybody ready? Let's start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unveil. And now let's count down from 10 instead to unveil the building sign directly above. Is everyone ready? No. We're going to unveil first and then we're going to move. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unveil. I'm going to invite Dr. Padron back to the stage for a couple of presentations.
So it says, Miami-Dade College, Miguel B. Fernandez Family School of Global Business, Trade and Transportation. And it goes further to say, in recognition of Miguel Mike B. Fernandez for his tireless support of Miami-Dade College, October 30th, 2018. We all know that the success of any successful person depends on a village, right? And a very important part of that village, I would say the most important part of that village, is Constant Fernandez. Would you come join me here, please?
And again, while everyone remains seated, I kindly ask that Mr. Fernandez, President Padron, Chairman Navarro, Trustees Amat, Montoya, and Zapata, Provost Rodicio, Dr. Wensveen, and Dr. Shehade, please move to the riser for the commemorative photo.